That's a very plain police car. That looks suspect. I can't believe these army guys are letting this guy pull this wagon back and forth. You know, there's probably an IED in it somewhere. Wait, one of these times that thing's gonna explode on him, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, what happened?" Looks like the same old, same old. Well, that's it. I don't know how that fella passed the PT standards. Oh yeah, don't search that UPS truck or nothing. There's no chance that somebody stole that and have it packed with something. What kind of security is this shit, man? It's like you could drive through there and your name be Juan Valdez from Cuba or wherever they make their coffee from. That guy right in front of him, he should already have his head split. Bam! Right now, use that stick. Get him away from it. These guys have never seen any real fighting. They would never let him through this close. Yeah, I don't know, man. I spent 24 years in the Marines. They never issued me a stick. Nobody ever said, "Here, here's your stick."
Oh, you must leave. Box 11. Wait, hold on. I'm going to turn on the light here.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a strong light then.
It's all about making them look pretty.
Yeah, this is like the behind the scenes.
Hey,
So
hold on a second.
I'll make sure this thing is rolling.
what
It's really rolling on me.
Good.
Stay there.
Wait, your own person.
This thing is rolling. I'm on the compass. Yeah. I put it in there, but
Clearly, Pete Hegseth has not sent his best.
Okay, so everything we see is connected. We just don't want to get the view of like tens of things.
another training or something.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is the financial right here. Remember, the guard is now federalized, so they're on active duty status. So they report to Army. They're not used to it. So they've been great, but this is their normal headquarters, so they're getting the last one.
Cool. Okay, so as we're waiting for this press
yeah,
conference,
that's it.
we can
That's
get
what I
some
touched
video.
on. Yeah.
Yes.
Are we able
Okay.
to show
All right, man.
photographers staying
Okay.
here on this line? Are they able to go through the different sidewalks? Is that what you know? Is that okay?
To me now or during the
Or after.
the hour.
yeah, after.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
During might be a little awkward.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Like maybe you just side
Press conference, sorry.
It's more like a press conference, or will we have the ability to ask several questions that we all
This
have?
is not a press conference.
Great. Okay, that works.
This is I needed a few people, not everybody in the person. So you are the one who told me. Thank you. I couldn't handle, but just identify your outlet and look them out and talk to them, just say hi. And then just tell them, do you want me to say free for all and anybody can ask questions, or do you want me to go, okay, left or right, sir, you're up first.
Yeah, because I think we probably also have a lot of same questions. I don't
Right.
care which one of us
I
is
know,
this
same,
one.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to understand. I'll just check them off with all of us.
Yeah.
And I know some of you are just parents, right? So I don't want to disband you as well. So,
No question.
but when he comes out, before we get there, don't mind.
The conviction for second-degree murder. A Mexican national with convictions for child molestation who was armed with a dangerous weapon and had previous arrests for robbery and domestic violence. A Filipino national with convictions of rape, assault, burglary, and theft. A Mexican national convicted of statutory rape, narcotics violations, and hit and run. A Nicaraguan national with convictions for domestic violence and hit and run and a previous arrest for willful cruelty to a child. And an illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested after allegedly throwing a Molotov cocktail at law enforcement officers during the Paramount riots on Saturday. He is now being charged with attempted murder. Law-abiding American citizens do not want these public safety threats living in their communities, no matter what Democrats like Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom may claim. And let this be an unequivocal message to left-wing radicals in other parts of the country who are thinking about copycatting the violence in an effort to stop this administration's mass deportation efforts. You will not succeed. Any lawlessness will only strengthen this president's resolve to defend the majority of Americans who want to live their lives peacefully, free from the fear of violent, criminal, illegal aliens. As President Trump said, order will be maintained and illegal aliens will be expelled from our country. In economic news, the latest consumer price index inflation report came in today below expectations again. Since President Trump took office, inflation has come in below economics expectations every single month. Core inflation held steady and remains at the lowest level since March of 2021. Wage growth remains strong. The average private sector worker is on track to see their real earnings increase by around $1,200 adjusted for inflation. And prices continue to fall for everyday Americans. Energy prices fell from April to May. Gasoline has fallen each month since President Trump took office, down 12% over the past year. And prices for meat, poultry, eggs, and fish are all down from April to May as well. Under President Trump's strong leadership, America is beating Joe Biden's record high inflation crisis. And once the One Big Beautiful bill passes, our economy will boom like never before. This bill is the largest tax cut for middle-class Americans in history. The One Big Beautiful bill gives a 15% tax cut to working Americans and families. We'll see increased take-home pay of $10,000 per year. The One Big Beautiful bill expands the child tax credit to $2,500 for more than 40 million American families with children. And the One Big Beautiful bill cuts taxes for overtime workers, saving them nearly $2,000 per year, and ends taxes on tips, saving tipped workers nearly $2,000 per year as well. All of these provisions are broadly popular with an overwhelming support from the American people. We need Republicans in Congress to finish the job and send the One Big Beautiful bill back to President Trump's desk for his signature as soon as possible. With that, we'll get to questions. I'm sure you have many of them today. Here in our new media seat is Elizabeth Mitchell, the White House correspondent for the Daily Signal, who's not afforded a seat in this room, but today she is. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Caroline. I have two questions, if that's okay. First, a few Republicans on Capitol Hill are suggesting that President Trump scale back deportations, even as ICE is reportedly gearing up for raids in 5 more Democrat-led areas. Would anything dissuade President Trump, and would he consider sending in Marines if anti-ICE violence occurs in these cities?
Well, I think I may have just answered both of your questions with my opening monologue. The Trump administration is going to continue the mass deportation effort that the president promised the American public. Many of you were at those rallies in cities and communities across the country when the president spoke about his commitment to removing violent illegal criminals and anyone who has broken our nation's immigration laws from American communities. And God bless our ICE and Border Patrol who are working hard on that effort. This administration is going to continue that. And it's part of the reason we do need the One Big Beautiful bill to pass as well, may I add, because the bill provides funding to hire more ICE agents and Border Patrol agents, more personnel on the ground to conduct this important public safety work.
Thank you. And on another topic, President Trump has indicated that aides to former President Biden who used the auto pen to sign major orders and pardons should be investigated for potential crimes. Does he think that Biden allowing, or at least being negligently unaware of this activity, was an impeachable offense?
I haven't heard the
Better than that
president,
stupid-looking
address whether
Muppet
it's
that
an
was there
impeachable
during
offense, but
Biden's
it could
old
perhaps be
thing.
a criminal offense, especially on behalf of staffers who may have been utilizing the president's signature without his authority or consent. I understand that Republicans on the Hill are moving in the right direction to call attention to this and to bring in some former White House staffers who clearly knew more than they ever shared and never addressed with the American public. And so we look forward to seeing where this investigation continues. And I know the Department of Justice is also looking into the matter as well.
Zip them out.
Alex, good to see you today.
Good to see you, Caroline. Thank you. You mentioned foreign flags being blown during these protests. There are protest activities being organized for this weekend. Part of it are Democrats saying they want to reclaim the American flag. It's also being titled No King's Day. Does the president see himself as a king, and does the White House expect to see American flags being flown during
King
these
Trump.
protests this weekend?
King
The
Trump.
president views
King
himself
Trump.
as the president of the United States of America. This is a constitutional republic, and we want to see all of our citizens be proud of the country in which they are given the privilege and the blessing to live. And I think that those images of foreign flags being waved with, by illegal criminals and by violent rioters in the face of cars blowing up and of flames in the city. I have photos of that here to show you. With this violence and destruction that occurred, is an image that Governor Gavin Newsom owns. This is his city, and President Trump saw these images, and he said that is not going to be accepted or tolerated, and hence why he deployed the National Guard and United States Marines who have helped to quell that violence.
If I can ask another,
Sure.
If the president does end up deploying any National Guard members, perhaps Marines, to blue states, would he be in contact with the governors prior to this? Would it be necessary?
Well, President Trump was in contact with Governor Gavin Newsom despite some of the claims he's made in the last couple of days. The president called the governor on Friday evening and told him to let law enforcement in California do their jobs. And the Los Angeles Police Department, by the way, are fantastic people. They are trying to do the work that they've so bravely signed up to do, to enforce the law. But they have been kneecapped by incompetent Democrat policies and Democrat politicians who do not allow their local law enforcement to correspond and coordinate with federal immigration authorities. And so President gave Gavin Newsom a warning and said, get it together. 24 hours later, we saw more images like this. We heard about Border Patrol agents who were being the target of rocks. These illegal criminals were throwing rocks at our Border Patrol and ICE agents, and so the president made the decision to federalize California's National Guard. Stephanie.
Thank you. Two questions on the China trade deal, if I may. Sure. First, will the president formally sign the trade deal, and if so, when? Secretary Lutnick sort of alluded to the fact that it might be in a couple of days, but I'm curious if there's anything more specific to read out.
Sure. I do have more specifics for you. I spoke to the president about this. He spoke to his trade team, who did a fantastic job negotiating this on behalf of the United States and meeting with their Chinese counterparts. The president is talking to them about the details of it now. But what the president heard, he liked. China has agreed to open their markets to the United States separately of this deal. And when it comes to this deal, we're going back to the terms that were agreed upon in Geneva for the release of some of those critical minerals and the magnets from China to the United States, and we have agreed to fully comply with the Geneva Agreement as well. So the president is reviewing the details of that with his trade team now, and you'll hear more from him, I'm sure.
And then the second question, on tariffs, Secretary Lutnick suggested that the tariffs would remain unchanged with China. I'm wondering if there's any room for them to negotiate even lower, or if this is the floor.
I won't get ahead of any further negotiations. We're in a great place right now, and I would add that this is the result of a lot of hard work from the president and his team, and the president has a good and respectful relationship with President Xi, and as you know, they had a direct conversation which led to this success that the president announced on Truth Social this morning. JJ.
On North Korea, has the president tried to resume dialogue with Kim Jong-un? There's some reporting.
And completely unnecessary. These aren't the criminals the administration is allegedly targeting. These are their mothers and
Angelinos. Dipshit stuff is that. Angelino. Man, I hope so, hardcore MAGA fan. I hope so. No, she's not very bright. Most communists aren't. That's because all the bad people live in those 6 square miles, you dumbass. Hmm. 2025, the press hasn't figured out how to mic themselves yet. Isn't that kind of weird to anyone? Somebody did get that big grill in the back of Burger King or something. That chunky monkey's gonna have something to eat before this interview is over with. Interdependence is a new word today. Interdependent. It's soccer. Who gives a shit? Oh, come on. The Cuban causes all the murders, child trafficking.